Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, as always, choose pile 1, 2 or 3, whichever one resonates with you, whichever you're attracted to, and that will be your pile for the week. Don't forget that the timestamps are in the description if you want to skip ahead to the video instead of watching the whole thing. Guys, just a reminder, I am going live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, comment on this video and let me know if you want me to go live on Facebook or YouTube, and I can organize something there. But I'm not just going to I don't want to go live on Facebook or YouTube and have nobody turn up in chat. So yeah, that's why I'm using TikTok. But if you are bored and looking for something new to watch, don't forget to check out my personal friends, the Mystic Mums. They're on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. They're paranormal clearing specialists. They are legit. Feel free to go over and watch some of the stuff they've got because it's pretty entertaining. Okay, so with all that done, choose your pile and let's get into it. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me for your free triple deck reading. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading. Okay, before we get into it, I'm just going to say, guys, I am doing subscriptions on TikTok now. If you subscribe when I go live on a Sunday night, you get to ask me a question, which I answer with 3 cards, or a general 3 cards for you. There's also a gift up there that you can purchase for a question or 3 cards. If you don't want to spend a cent, that is totally fine. Just put your name and where you're from in chat, and I pull a general card for you guys. But I have launched that subscription to get a little bit more out there. Again, if you can like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff with the social media, it really does help me because I am a small business owner. Even though I have an international client base, I could always have more work. Who couldn't, right? So just wanted to quickly leave you with all of that. Now, getting into your reading, the first card is work. This is the overall card. So this is kind of like there is some work to be done, all right? This is kind of like a time of pulling up your socks and getting stuff done. So this isn't necessarily work as in your employment. This can be work around the house, spring cleaning, getting everything done that way. But I also am getting drawn to an emotional side of needing to detox, spring clean, get stuff off your chest in an emotional way. So this could be just getting into a new headspace for yourself, getting out of a rut, clearing some negative thinking, like I always say, the hardest thing to deal with in life is not a breakup, a broken heart and betrayal. It's actually injustice, when things are just not fair. And we all feel that way. There's always something, well, that's not fair. That person doesn't deserve that, but they've got it. And I'm a good person. Why haven't I? That injustice is a very hard pill to swallow. So what I say to people is you need to process it, accept it, and move forward. And I'm not trying to beat around the bush. That's literally what needs to happen. And, it's a hard thing to do. I've had to do it myself. But it's kind of like, seeing a baby born to a wealthy family and knowing that baby hasn't even taken a first step and they've got more money behind them than I've had, that I'm going to have in my entire life. That's not fair. It's, but you do accept that and you're like, oh, whatever, and you move on. Same as these ridiculously beautiful people that are just naturally born, don't have to watch what they eat, and they're, that's not fair. Like, we're not all built that way and we don't all look that way, but we accept that that happens. And this is what I'm saying. There are things in our life that we need to process that, yes, it's not fair. I do deserve better, but unfortunately, this is a situation I need to accept it, which is where the acceptance comes, and then you can let it go and move forward, okay? Rather than dwelling in all of this negative energy and all this anger and all this depression and sadness, okay? Like, you can live in that if you want, but you attract what you send out. And if you're in a negative headspace and an angry headspace all the time, then you're just going to attract that energy. So it is processing it, accepting it, and letting it go. That's how we move on. That's how we get rid of baggage. Okay, so there is some it's like a mental spring clean, but I also feel like you need to look at the people around you, who to keep, who to let go. It's kind of like spring cleaning. Do I want to keep this or do I want to throw it away? The people in your life, if they are red flags, if they are toxic, consider taking a step back from them, because if all they do is hurt you, that's all they're going to continue doing in the future. Okay, so there is some hard work to be done, some hard choices. Now, this is the autumn leaf card. It's upside down. So this is a card of ending. With it upside down, it's saying that nothing's ending around you. And I don't mean that that's not a bad thing. It just means that, you know, if you're making choices to better your life by removing somebody from it, like that person just, you know, they always lie to me. They never turn up on time when we make plans. They always fall through. It's always about them. If you want to take a step back from them, it's not necessarily an ending of that friendship, but you are reclaiming your power, your confidence, and your energy for yourself, and kind of... Okay, so this week's problem is with the battery on the camera. So I've just had to replug it in. Sorry, guys. At least we got the audio and the lighting fixed. Okay, so what I was saying is you're not actually losing anything. If anything, you're gaining more energy, your energy, more confidence, more of you. Okay, so oh my gosh, I'm hoping that this is still recording because everything's going skew-if. When I do this, obviously, because it's a general out to so many people, I do get a lot of spiritual energy with people trying to pass on messages, and I'm like, well, I really can't, because I can't connect individually with people watching this, so my apologies. Okay, next card over is the younger man just going with the flow, okay? And that's kind of what you need to be doing. Yes, you need to be doing work and bettering your life and making these decisions, but they're not, you can't think of them as big, monumental, life-changing decisions, because they're absolutely not. That's where it's like, do your work and just go with the flow. You'll get it all done. It's kind of like when we decide, okay, well, I've got to do the washing up, and then I've got to do the laundry, and then I've got to vacuum the house. Yeah, we've got work to do, and we do it, but you do it like, okay, well, you just go with the flow. And that's what it's saying. Have that sort of energy where, write yourself a list. This is what I've got to do, and this is how I'm going to get through it. There's nothing wrong with having a plan of attack. The more you have a plan of where you're going, what you're doing, how you're doing it, the more you can stop stressing about things and overthinking things. That's what this card is saying. Don't overthink it. Just go with the flow. Just be very casual. Same as stepping away from friendships, or you know, giving something up like smoking or whatever, or swearing. It doesn't have to be a big monumental thing. You can do that casually and just, like, you know, skip on to the next thing. Okay, I throw in smoking there. That's obviously hard because it's a chemical addiction. But something like swearing or giving up something, just like, yeah, just go with the flow. Don't overthink it. Don't be like, okay, like if you're deciding to go on a diet right now, don't overthink it like, okay, I've got to stick to this diet 1000%, because if I don't, bad things are going to happen. No, if you happen to go out with friends and have a chocolate muffin, then so be it. You know, look, I'm probably the wrong person to talk about diets, but I don't believe any diet should be you should stick to it 100%. If you're feeling confident and it's working for you and you're happy to stick to it 100%, sure, go for it. That's normally how I am with a diet. But if I go out for lunch with friends, I eat sensibly, but I don't let the diet ruin the outing with my friends, you know. I might have a Caesar salad, which still isn't the best thing, but it's better than having, you know, fried schnitzel and chips. So it's making those decisions and going with the flow and just keeping it casual, not putting all this pressure on yourself and overthinking like, oh, if I have this, then I'll have to work twice as much. No, look, just do it. Life is life, okay? Now, the last card, again, is letting you know that there is nothing to worry about. This is the winter card. It's the protection card. It's upside down. Now, for some reason, I'm really getting drawn to sickness and illness. I want to say that, actually, coming into winter, a lot of people are expecting to get sick. There is sickness going around at the moment, but I want to say that there's no worries, there's no concern. You know, look for the early symptoms, get onto antibiotics or the cold and flu tablets if you feel like you're a bit off. Sambucol from Woolworths. It's an immune booster and cold and flu tablets. Excuse me, it got recommended to me by somebody that swears by it, and you know what? It did the trick. Anytime I feel like I'm coming down with something, I'll have that and I'll beat it. So this is saying don't stress about sickness, okay? I don't know why the sickness has come into it, but that's what it's saying. But this card upside down is also saying that you don't need to protect yourself. You don't need to worry about anything. Yes, there's some hard work to be done, but right now I feel like you need to be in that kind of mindless, numb, just go with the flow sort of attitude and get things done, rather than the emotional side of things and overthinking. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenspsychic.com or my website or through the socials. I'm live every Sunday night on TikTok at 7 p.m. But I hope these help. Please leave a comment or a like or something, because it does help me push the channel a little bit further with YouTube. I would much appreciate that. And until next week, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, if you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. Okay, starting off nice. Okay, before we get into it, guys, yet again, there's electrical malfunctions going on. Obviously, when I do a general, I do get a lot of spiritual energy through trying to pass on messages to people, which I just can't. I can't do. It's not practical. So it seems like every week I have a malfunction. This week it's the battery on the camera keeps dying, so I've just plugged it into something else and hope that will work. Okay, this is about your spiritual path, okay? Finding yourself. You may have just made some decisions. You may start feeling that you're actually in the right mind spiritually, that this is your future. Even if you're not taking those steps down that road yet and planning it in your mind, it's kind of like you're getting an idea of where to go with your future. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, I am not surprised. Hold on one sec. I have no idea why the camera just did that. Got to get it back on the cards. See what I mean? Spiritual energy. There's nothing touching my iPad, and my iPad controls what the camera records. So, yes. Okay, now, like I was saying, if that doesn't resonate with you, I'm not surprised, because this actually feels to me that you're about to make these decisions. Okay, now, I don't feel specifically that you're about to physically make changes like, okay, I'm going to throw in my job and become a bartender, which to me would be an awesome job. Or you're going to go be the next great singer, whatever. I don't feel like this is actually saying you're throwing in your job to start down the spiritual track. I feel like it's more internal thinking, more mental health adjustments, letting shit go, seeing things clearly and going, you know what, I really think that this is what I want to do. Or I really think, you know, if I won $1 million, I would move from this location to that location. And, you know, just the spiritual path for each individual person is very different. For some person, it might be about finding the right relationship. Another person, the right career. Another person, the right location to live, the right place to buy a house and set up a life. You know, it's individual to each person. But I feel like that there's a lot of reflection going on. That's what's needed right now to really get your head straight at the moment. Make sure that everything that you're doing and the direction that you're headed in is the direction that you want to head in, okay? Don't just get sucked down just don't get, you know, washed away with the current. Actually choose where you want to go. Now, okay, so this is good. This is surrender. This is actually, can't say it better myself, actually. This is surrender. This is giving something up, okay? This is changing direction. So, if you're a regular, you know that I use this analogy a lot about somebody studying to be a doctor, and you're 5 years in, you've got another 5 years to go. But, you know, at that 5-year mark that you've been there for, you know, studying for 5 years, you've got to ask yourself, is it still what you want to do? Do you still want to be a doctor, or do you want to do something else and go be a skydiving instructor? You know, a lot of people don't stop to ask that question as they're going along. It's like, well, I've already invested 5 years of my life into this, you know, I might as well just continue it. No, if you don't want to continue that, if you want to change direction, now is the time to do it. It's always the time to do it. And that's what I feel like that this is. This is giving something up, and it might be a little bit sad to give this thing up, but you need to in order to move forward. Okay, so I'll give you a few examples. Again, as a doctor, okay, you give up that fight, you know, give up the course and go and be a skydiving instructor. Yeah, it kind of sucks that you lose that 5 years, but you got to look at it as that 5 years has built you up to a point where you are more confident about knowing what you want. Okay, everything happens for a reason. This could be giving up a comfortable job that you're at where you get along with everybody really well because you need to step up your career, or you want to go in a different direction and work somewhere else. So quitting that job, yeah, that's going to suck a little bit, but you need to follow your heart. If you're working in an office but actually want to be a mechanic, then you need to make those changes. Same as if relationships, whether it be personal or romantic, you might be, well, this is saying that you're with the wrong person. If you realize that you're with the wrong person, and even if they haven't done anything wrong, they might be nice as pie, but if you're not feeling it now, you're not going to be feeling it in the future. You need to cut that tie now, as painful or as messy as it might get, because otherwise you're just going to always be with this person and never find true happiness. So there is a sacrifice. There is something that you need to give up in order to pursue your spiritual path, what's going to bring you happiness. Now, having said all of that about sacrifice, it doesn't mean that you have that thought in your mind, okay, I don't want to work at this job anymore. I want to go and be a skydiving instructor. Don't quit your job and then go looking for a skydiving instructor job. That's not what this is about. This is about, okay, well, I want to be a skydiving instructor. I need to look into what qualifications I need. I need to get some experience up. I need to do this. I need to do that. That's what it's all about right now, is getting that experience and going for it. So the surrender and the sacrifice might be that you emotionally need to step away from your job and start getting it into your mind that, okay, I'm not going to be here for much longer because I am going to move. So it could be that sort of thing, but eventually you are going to have to sacrifice this comfy job of yours. Okay, I hope that helps, guys. This is mind, body, and spirit balance. This is directly under the spiritual path, guys. This is really, really good, because it is by having this analysis of where you want to go and what you want to achieve, what you want, and letting go of the things that hold you back, you are going to be feeling a lot more, not just confident, you're going to be clear-minded, you're going to be focused on getting where you want, and there's going to be a lot of positive energy through that, because it's almost going to be like you've been stumbling lost in the woods and you're finally out of the woods and can see where you want to go. And that clarity, that focus is going to bring so much, it's going to ground you and bring you a lot of positive energy and just keep you going in the right direction, okay? Yeah. Look, this is the elderly card. This is a time frame. This is saying, look, it's all going to work out. You are going to get where you want to go in the long run. This is a very positive outcome for where you want to go. This card, the elderly couple, you can see that they're still on holidays and exploring and experiencing brand new adventure and things that they haven't seen before. And this is what's ahead for you. So a lot of people look at their age and they're like, this is my life and this is what it's always going to... No, your life can change in an instant. We know that when it comes to life and death, that life can change in an instant. But you could win the lotto tomorrow. Your best friend could win the lotto if you don't play and give you $1 billion. You just don't know what's around the corner, okay? So, look, the guy that plays Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, he didn't apply for that job. He was out with his parents, and the director saw him and goes up to his parents and says, I want your son to be Harry Potter. And they're like, what the hell? And now look at him. You know, things like this do happen and can happen, and you need to be open to that. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenspsychic.com, which is my website, or through the socials. I'm live every Sunday night on TikTok at 7 p.m. Until then, until next week, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, if you chose pile number 3, then this is your reading. Okay guys, while I pull out the cards, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder that I'm doing subscription now on TikTok, which means if you do subscribe every Sunday night when I go live, you get to ask me a question which I answer with 3 cards, or if you don't have a question, I do a 3-card general for you. Subscribers get to go first in chat. If you don't want to subscribe, I always leave a gift up there where you can do a one-off purchase and ask me a question or get 3 cards. If you don't want to spend a cent, totally fine. Just put your name and where you're from in chat, and I pull a general card for each person. But it's a new thing that TikTok has kind of pushed me into, and I'm going with it. Also, with these videos, please don't forget to like and comment on them, because it really, YouTube looks at that and pushes the videos further. And even though I have an international client base, I am still a small business, so it's about supporting small business. So I really would appreciate it. Okay, into the reading. All right, this is a baby card. This is upside down. I feel like the universe is saying to you, "Whoa, hold up, hold up." This is the opposite of a new start. So this is something that I feel like it's a plan, and it's a good plan that you've got or that you want to do, but now is not the right time. Hold up and think a little bit. I don't actually think it's about thinking it through more. I actually feel like that there's more to come that's going to put you in a better position. Now, to give you a metaphor to work with, perhaps you're looking at changing your health and you're going to go on a diet and quit smoking, right? The universe is like, whoa, okay, look, do one or the other at the moment. It's too hard to go on a diet and quit smoking at the same time. So focus on one or the other. Sometimes when we go on a diet, we want to start going to the gym as well. Sometimes we overwhelm ourselves with too much all at once, okay? It's great to get healthy and everything, but there's nothing wrong with baby steps. So this is kind of like, look, think it through a little bit more. Dieting can be expensive, and so can going to the gym. So this could be like, just wait a month and there might be more money coming in, or somebody will decide to do the journey with you or something like that. It's kind of like, look, these are great plans, but maybe you're really wanting to go to the gym, but you're currently sick, or you're run down, or you just don't have the mental energy at the moment. Great intentions of dieting and all of that, but if you're not in the right headspace, it's not going to work. Like, you'll be like, oh, screw it, I'll have this donut today, or whatever people eat and cheat on diets with. And look, personally, I'm like, fine, have that donut, but go back on your diet after it. But in this kind of situation, if you don't have that mental energy, you're going to break your diet, then you're going to give up on the diet, and then you're just not going to diet. Okay, so that's where it's like, wait until you've got that energy behind you, where you're really clear and positive and in a good headspace to be able to take on this new project. Okay, this is kind of, do not forgive the food analogy, but do not bite off more than you can chew at the moment. And that's kind of what this is. Another example would be like trying to take on a second job, or starting your own business on the side while you're doing your regular work. Great intentions, you're going to be able to do it, but if you're doing this because you run down, or you need money, and all those urgencies and all those things in the background are gonna take away your energy from this new project, whatever this new thing is for you. Okay, so it is kind of just wait, give it a little bit of time, and it will be fine. Okay, this isn't saying that it's a bad, this isn't saying that it's a bad idea or a bad project or a bad dream to have. That's not what it's saying. It is saying, look, yeah, there is a touch of think it through a little bit more. I honestly don't think you need to do that, but I am getting that energy just a little bit more. I feel like you need to wait for something, and the only thing that I'm really picking up is waiting for yourself to catch up. So it's great, you may have worked it out in your mind and gone, okay, well, if I do this, 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 and this, it's all going to be fine. But when you put it into practice, it's going to be harder than you think. And if you're overwhelmed with too many things like dieting and going to the gym and quitting smoking, you're just going to be overwhelmed, and everything's just going to go to shit. Like, you're going to fail at it all and then go, screw it. So that's why this is saying, don't bite off more than you can chew. This life lesson card is upside down. So this is actually saying to me that whatever this decision or choice that you're going after, it's very similar to something that you've done in the past. And it's like you haven't learnt from the past. And you need to remember why things didn't work out for you in the past. So again, if you're going on a diet, odds are you've been on a diet before. Now, what happened? Why did that diet stop? Why did you stop that? Was it because you were overwhelmed at work and weren't in the right headspace? Did you try going to the diet, doing a diet and going to the gym at the same time, and it was too much? Were you overwhelmed? Like, there is a lesson there from the past that you have done. You need to consider that and change what you're doing. That's probably why it's saying, whoa, Nelly. That's what I'm getting, which was my grandmother's name. Just FYI. So this is kind of like there is a lesson there to be that you haven't learned. You need to think back about why didn't that work? You know, when we think of why did we stop going to the gym, or why did we stop dieting, 9 times out of 10 we don't remember, or we can't remember. But you got to think back and to a similar situation and why did that fail. Same as whether this might be a relationship. Maybe you're getting to know somebody, but before, whoa, Nelly, hold up, don't fall in love just yet. Think it through. Does this person have red flags? Is this somebody that's unreliable that you've known because of the past? I hope that this is making sense to you guys, okay? Now, the next card over is the sadness and heartbreak card, and that's what we're trying to avoid. This is upside down. So this is saying if you stop and think, realize what the lesson here is and moderate what you're doing. So do one thing at a time instead of trying to do 5 new things. Just do one thing at a time. When you've got the right energy, you're going to avoid disappointment. So, look, again, I'm going with the diet here. Because it's a great analogy for this. So if you did go, if this is a case of you were dieting and going to the gym and it was way too much and it just got complicated and messy and you gave it all up, maybe you're learning, okay, well, I'll start with the diet first and get my physical body into a better condition, like a more healthy condition where everything's feeling better, rather than trying to start going to the gym while you're undergoing withdrawals from from sugar and caffeine and all that stuff. Then going through those withdrawals and that change of diet, plus going to the gym, that's enough to send anybody cuckoo. So do one thing at a time. Maybe stay on the diet for like 3 weeks, a month. Let your body adjust to that, your mind adjust to that, the chemicals in your brain adjust to that. Then do the gym at the same time. Then you can do both. That's what this is kind of saying. By doing this, you're not going to have the heartbreak. You're going to be able, if I was one-on-one with you and this was weight related, I would say that this time you are going to do it. You are going to lose all the weight. You are going to have the body that you want because you're doing it the right way. Okay, you've learnt from the past not to do too much at a time. You're letting your mind and body adjust. Then you're going to the gym and putting it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's incremental, step by step, that baby steps. That's what you need to do, and that's why it's upside down, because you're not taking baby steps, you're doing too much at once. So this sadness and heartbreak is saying that this is, if you do this properly, you're not going to be disappointed by the outcome, okay? All right, well, that kind of just tops the cake. This is the marriage card, okay? So excuse me, take out the personal, person-to-person thing. This is saying that if you follow these steps, it is going to be perfect for you. It is what is meant to happen. It is the happily ever after. So if you, again, going with the diet, you diet for a month, then you do the gym, you get into the gym and you're like, wow, I can do this a lot easier than I've ever done in my life before, because you've done it the right way. And then you're in a more positive headspace and you can do both. And you diet and go to the gym, and suddenly all that weight that you've struggled with starts to fall off, and great. This is a perfect outcome because now the diet and the exercise are working together and everything's perfect, okay? Again, this can relate to getting rid of, before you're falling in love, making sure that it's the right person, ticking off all those ticks. If there are no red flags, if you go through, well, has this person lied to me? Do I trust them? And blah, 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 blah. If you do all of that, then you can more confidently go into this relationship and go, you know what? This really is the perfect relationship. They tick all my boxes. And it could bring even more satisfaction and positive energy to you by making that realization. If it turns out that it's not the right person, maybe you need to find somebody else. And that lessens the sadness, because you're like, on paper, like, this isn't the right person for me. I need to move on. It's saying that there is going to be a good outcome there for you, okay? The best way I could explain it with the weight loss and everything. So, guys, look, I really hope that helped. If you do want a full reading, by all means, you can contact me through my website, thegreenspsychic.com, or through the socials. I'm live every Sunday night on TikTok at 7 p.m. So, yeah, until next week, guys, I really hope that helped. Blessed be.